Somebody help me out here. How is it possible that the same guy who made the travesty that is the Last Airbender movie is the guy who made the incredible Sixth Sense? This is the real mystery of M. Night Shyamalan. The Visit is about a couple of kids who go to see the grandparents they've never met and the weird things that start happening over the week that they visit them. It is directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who makes his return to kind of the mystery suspense genre. And the question is M. Night back, or does he continue making the really poor movies that he's made recently? The answer? A little bit of both. In fact, a lot of both. This is a love it, hate it movie for me. First of all, I have to say, I'm an M. Night fan, and for a long time was a M. Night apologist. I even tried to convince people that The Happening had some good stuff in it. So you know I love the man. But man, when he did Last Airbender, he went off the deep end for me. That is an awful movie, and I wondered, was everything I knew a lie? This movie shows me that it wasn't a lie. M. Night is a really talented and smart director. He gets visuals. He understands how to be smart in metaphor. He gets a lot of that stuff. And there are moments in this movie that you go, that is smart. The way he uses found footage is, get this, a little bit fresh at times. He finds a way to make it self-referential in a way that I hadn't seen before. He finds a way to be creative with his camera use, even though it's a found footage movie. That makes sense. Plus, it's got that beautiful metaphor thing that he does where he lays the true story underneath the top story. The top story is about, the scary things that happen with these kids and their grandparents, right? But underneath, there's this beautiful story about family and redemption and forgiveness. And I really love how he does that. And overcoming adversity is in there as well. He's really good at that stuff. Then there's the hate it side. This is a ridiculous movie, and a lot of that has to do with being locked into that found footage gimmick. There are moments in this where they absolutely would not still be filming, and I say this over and over again. If you're going to use found footage today, do it in a way that treats it as a storytelling device and not as a gimmick. You don't have to have every scene be justified as a found footage scene. You can actually lock a camera off and direct a scene outside of the found footage. We get it. We're a smart audience. But this movie doesn't do that, and because of that, some of it just feels really ridiculous. Plus, the third act is really over the top in some extreme and surprisingly graphic for a PG-13 movie ways, and because of that, it's a little off-putting. Having said that, overall, this is one of those experiences that takes you back and forth on the ocean that is M. Night Shyamalan. And I have to say, overall, I think I enjoyed seeing that genius at work in bits and pieces, enough so that I would give it a B. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. You can check out more reviews here at the channel. In fact, before we get to the best ever challenge, if you'd click up on the cards up here, some stuff will shift out. You can look at other reviews there. There's a link to the website that's there as well. Also, how you would donate to the channel if you want to do that. Also, follow me on Periscope. If you have the app Periscope, I live stream my thoughts on movies right after I see them, and I take your questions, your interaction. It's a lot of fun, and it really kind of helps me develop what I want to say about these movies for you because you let me know the questions you have. So, and actually that influenced this review that I did here of The Visit. When I Periscoped it, there were some really specific questions about M. Night that I wanted to touch on. So I'd encourage you, if you have Periscope, give me a follow there. Also, you can subscribe to the podcast, SiftPop, SiftPop, iTunes, Stitcher, however you do podcasts. You can see it there. On to the best ever challenge. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. Also try to identify my choice. We're just going to go ahead and do it. What is the best M. Night Shyamalan movie ever? Now, it's not a huge library, but there's a few there, and there's a few good ones. Mine is the one that taught me an important lesson about not shooting friends. I think that's vague enough that you might have to be an M. Night fan to know it. Maybe not. Anyways, take a guess at mine in the comments. Also, let me see yours. I'd love to see that. And here's 5 extra seconds, as always, for you to hit subscribe to the channel. It's the logo right down here. 5 seconds.